Hey guys, what's up? It's Uber and I'm going to be bringing you guys a little commentary on kind of my first impressions of Black Ops, or sorry, Ghost multiplayer. Um, I went to the midnight release, and I probably played the game for about 5 hours, and then I kind of just decided to call it quits. So I was getting a little frustrated with the game. Um, Definitely a big change of pace from pretty much any Call of Duty that I can remember. And I'll list out why kind of both these changes have, in my opinion, kind of made the game worse, or at least not made it into a Call of Duty that's going to be recognizable or comparable to any Call of Duty in the past. So first things first, you're going to notice that you move a lot faster. I mean, your character just in general kind of sprints around faster. A lot of classes, I think, or if you do at least the assault package off the start, you start with marathon, and that's unlimited sprint. So I mean, I feel like I can get around the map pretty quick, depending on the size of the map. That's another thing that's different, at least in recent years. Fast movement, not a big deal to me. I mean, I kind of like being able to move faster instead of moving at a sluggish pace. But it's there's some other changes that kind of don't really jive too well when you mix the two together. Another thing, your health in this game is either really low or the damage on the guns is really high, because there is a quick kill time with pretty much every gun that I've run into. If you bump into somebody and you guys just have a one-on-one gunfight, probably about 90% of the time, maybe more even, whoever gets on target first and lands a couple bullets is going to win and survive. With that said, I find myself in a lot of predicaments where I run into one guy and then there's like one guy to my left and one guy to my right, so even if I do kill that guy, I'm dead either way, unless these guys, aren't paying attention to their mini-map or anything like that. With that quick kill time, it kind of changes how you have to play this game. I mean, if you watch any of my videos, you know I like to run and gun and run around and play the objectives really hard. And most of my games, I was struggling to stay above a 1 KD while playing the objective as hard as I normally do. So I think with this COD Ghost, you're gonna have to make not really slow, but you're gonna have to be patient. Kind of survey before you move up and take a new piece of cover. And you gotta be deliberate in your movements. I mean, if you're trying to cut across a field or an opening real quick, and somebody's watching it, you can't start and then, trying to change your plan on the go. Because if they do land a shot on you, you're pretty much dead, like I said. So you gotta make sure that you're being deliberate in your movements and committing to a plan of action there. If I can't find a way to kind of adapt my run and gun playstyle, I think this is going to be a very long year, or either I don't stick around with this game too much. It's very, as much as people like to say that they put a lot of stuff in to prevent camping and people from just sitting back, that's pretty much all I ran into last night. It was the first night, could just be a fluke. A lot of people tend to kind of sit back and explore the maps extremely slowly when they first come out and whatever, so, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say that, that's kind of what you should attribute it to. But yeah, I did have one gameplay that I'll eventually be putting up, I don't know when or for what purpose, but I was able to get around and run and gun on some kill confirm, and that was by far my favorite game of the night, where I was just sprinting around and able to just mow guys down with hipfire. I didn't even have steady aim unlocked using the Bison, so that was definitely the highlight of the night. But that was only one game, so I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully I can get into it more later today, and hopefully it's not as campy and tough. Another thing that I'm really disappointed in with this game is the game mode selection. I mean, they got a whole bunch of new game types in there, like Hunted and Blitz and stuff like that, which I didn't even play. I've seen gameplays of both. Blitz is like capture the flag, but you are the flag. I don't know. It's hard to explain. You got to see it or play it for yourself. It looks fun. Seems like you could run into a lot of campers though, because the objective you have to run basically into the enemy spawn, and most of the time people are just going to be sitting there waiting for you to get there. Hunted does not look like a game that I want to play at all. I don't know, it's weird. It's almost like old school play mode where you gotta pick up perks and equipment around the map, but they're like dropped in care packages and stuff. Not something I really want to look into at all. Another thing that I noticed, at least with the objective game modes, is that capping points, like on domination, sometimes would count towards my support and kill streaks, but other times it wouldn't. So I don't know what the whole story is with that, because there was a time we were playing, I think we were playing Kill Confirmed actually, and I had 17 kills and I was running support kill streaks, and my first kill streak was supposedly worth 12 points, or 12 kills, whatever, I don't know if they're not including points, but it took me 17 kills to get my first 12-point support kill streak. So that didn't really make any sense to me on any level. I mean, I know you don't get points towards your kill streaks for just capping or grabbing tags and Kill Confirmed, but with 17 kills, I feel like, you know, I pretty much should have been running through my support kill streaks, but I don't know, maybe that's just an issue that they can fix, or I don't know if anybody else has any more information on that. But now I'll get kind of into stuff that I was messing around with last night and give you guys my advice on which things worked for me and which things didn't. So for guns, I majorly use the MSBS assault rifle. I already have like over 250 kills with it. I was looking at the barracks before I got off last night. And this is a 3-burst assault rifle. It's very powerful. You know, 95% of the time you put 2 bursts on somebody, they're done. Very powerful assault rifle. If you like 3-burst weapons, that's the weapon to go with, would be my opinion. And then the other gun I was really working with was the Bison, which is a submachine gun. It's supposedly like the PP90 from Modern Warfare 3. Looks similar, kind of feels similar, and but I think submachine guns have taken a backseat to a lot of the different guns in this game. And those were the two guns that I mainly messed around with, just because squad points are hard to come by, and it's slow to level in this game. Like I said, I played for 5 hours, and I think I'm like level 14. Like, it takes a long time to level up, and I was, for the most part, you know, at least top 3 on my team every game, and I was leading a lot of domination lobbies, and I still only got to level 14. And there's a level 60 cap, and then you can prestige or whatever, which you don't lose all your stuff when you prestige, if you didn't know that. But yeah, you don't earn squad points fast at all. You know, it's hard to unlock things when you don't have enough squad points. And there were so many things that I wanted to unlock with my squad points, and so it made it difficult. I wasn't really focusing on getting new weapons. I was more looking at, you know, attachments maybe, or kill streaks was kind of the big thing, which I'll get into next year. So I was really excited for this new UAV tactic where, you know, you place one, it kind of supposedly acts like a normal UAV, and then if you can stack them on each other all at the same time, it'll turn into an advanced UAV and like a Blackbird type effect. I think we got that once last night. UAVs are pretty shitty in this game. I mean, it'll blip like maybe every 5 seconds, and it's not even like the enemies show up as a full red dot on your screen. It's like a oval orange circle, or oval, whatever. And it's hard to kind of judge where they're at even, unless they're like super close to you in proximity. Not a fan of UAVs. I thought I was going to spam those things all day, and I think I'm actually going to stay away from UAVs in general. But a couple of kill streaks that I was messing around with. The first one is the Night Owl. These are These next kill streaks are support kill streaks. The first one's Night Owl, which is kind of like, if you know Oracle from Halo, the series, like a big ball that kind of just floats around you, and it blips really fast like a old UAV, but it's smaller in radius, and it trails you. I like this perk, or sorry, this kill streak, because it's better than UAV in my opinion. But the downside to it is, if you're sprinting around the map, the thing's typically trailing behind you because it's gonna follow you, right? And so the blipping is kind of delayed, or you can't really see what's coming ahead of you. So that's kind of the downside to the Night Owl. Another one that I was using a lot was the Oracle, which is, I believe it's kind of like another thing that floats around and follows you. But what it does is, every so often, I'm not sure what the time period or the grace period is on it, but it'll blip, and if enemies are around that don't have, what's that perk? Blind Eye, I think, is the one that it negates. It'll blip, and it'll show enemies like through balls, and it'll highlight them in orange. Really helpful. You know, I wish it would kind of blip more often, but it would probably make it too overpowered if it blipped more often. So. Another support kill streak I was working with was the shield guy. I forget the name of it. It's like an 11 kill streak in the support region, and this thing sucks. I imagined it would like kind of just automatically attach to your character, so as you moved around, it was like you were popping up over this riot shield guy. But no, it's kind of like he just hovers around you, and the 2 or 3 times I called him in, he just kind of stood there. Like, the AI on it is just stupid dumb. And it didn't really help me to stay alive at all. It pretty much got me killed. It's just more of a thing to draw attention to myself. The last thing I want to get into here is the perks that I got to mess around with. The way you get perks in this game is you unlock them by leveling up. You can buy them ahead of time, but they're kind of pricey. I wanted to buy wiretap and stuff, but noting how bad the UAVs were and how often you kind of get them, wiretap doesn't seem as useful as I thought it would be in this game. I was really pumped for that. I was, ready to steal everybody's UAVs and have constant blackbirds up and stuff like that. But that's not how it went for us, at least last night. I don't, my idea or my, highness thoughts of wiretap and how awesome and perfect it could be kind of went down the drain, at least for last night. I'll probably mess around with it at a later point and see what I can do with it. Those are kind of my first impressions though for the game. I'm going to be starting the campaign after I get this rendering and stuff, and there will be more gameplays up either later tonight, I'm sure, and tomorrow. But thanks for listening, guys, and I will talk to you guys later.